Day 6 in Croatia was a travel day, which was kind of a great thing. The weather has been perfect for us during the first 5 days of our Croatia trip, sunny and gorgeous. Then, on day 6, the rains came. Initially, we were going to take a couple smaller boats from Hvar over to mainland Croatia, but storms were coming and the seas were active, so we took a bus all along the island of Hvar to the city of Sucerai, which I'm probably mispronouncing. And then we hopped on a ferry to get over to Dubrovnik. Again, mispronouncing all of these. I had never been on a ferry like this before, and our bus just pulled onto a big old boat along with a bunch of other cars, trucks, and buses, and we got shuttled across the water. The wind and rain continued with some choppy water until we got closer to Dubrovnik, where it calmed down. Made me glad that we were on this big boat. We continued our bus ride down to the ancient city of Ston. This was super cool, and our group got to eat at a neat restaurant called Boteshare in Mali Ston. That means Little Stone. Capita was so awesome in putting all of this together, and there were several courses of different things that we could try. Now, this place was famous for its mussels, clams, oysters, and wine. This is the exact opposite of what Caitlin and I actually eat. There are the oysters. And no, Caitlin and I were not brave enough to try these. I don't understand the appeal of those. They look gross, and everyone who tried them said they tasted like you're swallowing the ocean in snot form. So, to each their own, I guess. Luckily, they also had steaks and fries. We had amazing guides who were so passionate about the history and culture of Ston. Just listen to one of my new favorite people, Pero.
This was the only free territory on the East Adriatic coast for most of our history. I say most of our history, not all, from the Venice.
You'll get more of him in a minute. After eating, we hopped on a bus back to regular Ston, or the bigger Ston. Ston has been around forever. It was a settlement until the Romans made it a colony all the way back in 167 BC. The famous walls surrounding the town were started in the 1300s to protect the salt pans, and this was one of the more wealthy parts of the world during a time when salt was worth the same or more than gold. We got to have our own tour of the walls, which was just awesome. It was so cool to walk around the walls and get the history and stories from our guides. Here's some real-life Croatian for you.
Imamo jednu grupu, imamo vouchere za njih. Sad će kolegica.
And a look at Pero's great storytelling.
He would be having the cannon, huge one, and he would be pushing it with two other. I would say, like, come on, help me. And he would be pushing it. He was very knowledgeable, actually. He was pushing the cannon in order to say, you can't really pull down this fortress. It has been defending fortress for centuries.
We got to get up on top of the walls, walk around, hear the stories, and see the beautiful geography of this part of the world. It was overcast and there was a break in the rain, which made things super green and pretty, but as we continued our ascent of the walls, it started raining harder and harder. We found some shelter at the very top of the wall in this little cove where we hoped to wait out the rain, but it didn't let up and we were already behind schedule. We went down the wall as quickly as we could, but for whatever reason, in this moment, my mind went to how this must have been hundreds of years ago. We had a railing that was installed later. With no railing, this would have been pretty nerve-wracking. And if someone were attacking me or I was trying to attack this stronghold, it would be incredibly treacherous and dangerous. I would not have done well outside the modern comforts of life today. We hopped back on the bus, soaking wet, and headed on our way to Dubrovnik. A lot of driving, so I don't have much to show here other than that there was a lot of rain and major flooding in Dubrovnik as we pulled into our hotel, the Hotel Bellevue. Another incredible 5-star hotel, which would be the last stop on the trip where we would spend the next few days. And if you thought days 1 through 6 were cool, Dubrovnik is absolutely amazing and the location for many of the Game of Thrones scenes. We'll see you in the next videos.